Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Langer at the Mic live Cowboys post-game show here. Week 1 of the NFL season is finally here, and what a game that was. What a game. The Cowboys lose to the Tampa Bay Bucs, the Super Bowl, the defending Super Bowl champs, 31-29. This is just I'm just overwhelmed with good emotions, bad emotions, lack of sleep, hunger, thirst, sweat, so much right now. I want to start by saying that I am so proud by the way the Dallas Cowboys played football tonight. I am so proud of number 4, this guy. I'm so proud of Kellen Moore. I'm proud of, honestly, the defense that played their asses off. I'm proud of Mike McCarthy. I mean, sure, there's always going to be some questionable coaching decisions. I'm proud of Greg Zuerlein, Greg the Leg, for redeeming himself and giving the Cowboys the late lead. I'm proud of Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, who had some tough drops and tough misses and made up for it with some amazing catches and some big plays. I'm proud of the offensive line for the way they played without Zach Martin, with Connor McGovern filling in for Zach Martin and going up against that Bucs front that literally single-handedly took them to the Super Bowl last year, or about 8 months ago. I'm proud of the Dallas Cowboys, and that's the bottom line. That's what's most important. I'm going to keep it short here. To me, Cowboys had many chances to win this game. They did. It was right there for them. I'm not going to say they blew it, because that's not true. They didn't blow this one. However, they lost this game because they do not have the personnel in the secondary to cover 3 great wide receivers. You could say that a lot about a lot of NFL teams. But the fact that they just got completely gashed by Antonio Brown, who, pulling up the stats right here, had 5 receptions, 121 yards, 1 touchdown. Chris Godwin, 9 receptions, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Gronk, 8 receptions, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, including 2 huge catches on that final drive. And also one where he barely stayed in bounds. Barely got out of bounds to stop the clock and give number 12 more time for the Bucs to march down the field. And I will say, Brady did play well in this game. Brady played really, really well. But so did Dak Prescott. And I think Dak was a better quarterback tonight. Dak stood in the pocket. I could talk about Dak all night, honestly. I really could. I don't have the under pressure stats in front of me, but 42 of 58. And keep in mind, this is his first game since the ankle injury, of course. We all know that. Since October 2020. But also, let's talk about this for a sec. First play from scrimmage. Cowboys miraculously force a 3-and-out to start the game. And Dak Prescott's first play from scrimmage is off a Bradley Pinion punt. A Bradley Pinion punt inside the 2-yard line pins the Cowboys deep inside their own territory. And here you are, Dak, just your first snap of the 2021 season after having not played a down of football since October 2020. Oh, you're also fresh off a new contract. And also, despite your efforts to get back into the thick of things, you injure your shoulder in training camp. And also, oh, by the way, your all-pro right guard is out. And here you are, first play of the season, backed up from your 2-yard line against the Bucs front, Devin White and Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, Levante David. Backed up from your 2-yard line. And what does he do? Just casually tosses a dime to Amari Cooper down the left sideline. Like it's no big deal. Braden Corber, the fact that we played this well against the Super Bowl champions and lost because of missed OPI is great. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But yeah, just from that. And also the fact that Dak had to evade pressure all night. He took one sack. Was it the one sack that he took? Yeah, just one sack that he took all night. And it was a big one. It was a big one because it put the Cowboys out of field goal range and didn't allow them to get any points before halftime, which in retrospect could have made the difference. But he stood in the pocket with, again, injured shoulder in training camp, broken leg, broken ankle last year. We all know that. And he stood in the pocket and took hits and didn't care, still made throws. Remember in Hard Knocks, one of the first, I think the second episode, he mentioned that he's afraid of haunted houses and just, I guess, haunts in general. But he ain't afraid of no defensive player. And he played like it tonight. 42 for 58, 58 pass attempts. By the way, Cowboys only rushed the ball 11 plus 3, 14 plus 4, 18 times compared to 58 pass attempts. And if I had told you that going into this game, that the Cowboys were going to throw the ball 58 times, Dak was going to throw the ball 58 times, and Zeke was going to rush for 11 times only, Pollard was going to rush for 3, Dak was going to rush for 4. If you had told me that was going to be the numbers going into this game, I would have told you, oh, the Cowboys, yeah, they got blown out and they had to throw their way back into the game. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about Kellen Moore and how much I absolutely adored the way Kellen Moore called this game. Adored it. Loved it. The only boo-boo that Kellen Moore really had, you could say maybe 1.5. The one was the third down draw to Tony Pollard on 3rd and 3. Okay, they had the hats. They had the hat advantage. I think they had more linemen than guys that they had to block on the right side of the Tampa Bay side. But yeah, they had a good game plan. As Howard, I think it's Howard Corber there in the comments is saying, Tampa Bay's run defense is ridiculously good. And the Cowboys said, you know what? We're not going to deal with Vita Vea. We're not going to deal with Deshaun Golston in the middle there. We're not going to deal with Ndamukong Suh. We're not going to deal with Levante David and Devin White. We're just going to throw the ball all day, quick passes, Oh, Braden. Okay, yeah, because I know Howard's your father there, Braden. But yeah, thought he was commenting on your name there. But anyway, appreciate you tuning in there, Braden, of course. But yeah, we thought that, Cowboys, Kellen Moore, perfectly executed game plan, quick play action on every play. First of all, quick passes on first downs and second downs to stay ahead of the chains all game. And then Amari Cooper, who someone told me, a lot of people on Twitter and in general say that Amari Cooper is not good on the road. Amari Cooper had 13 receptions for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had 7 receptions for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. Don't sleep on Amari Cooper. Or you know what? Sleep on Amari Cooper. Sleep on Dak Prescott and pay the price. Because the Cowboys, when you doubt Dak and you doubt the Dallas Cowboys, that's when they're at the best. So doubt the Dallas Cowboys. But anyway, Kellen Moore, phenomenal game plan. And we also learned something else tonight. That even if your run game is ineffective, as long as you have the weapons to throw to and the quarterback to throw those weapons, as long as you can do that, you can play action all game long and it'll be effective. Because, and especially if you have a $90 million running back, Ezekiel Elliot, who, did he play like a $90 million running back tonight? Probably not. 11 rushes, 33 yards, 3 yards per carry. But he was very good in blitz pickup. But then you would have liked him to have, in the 2 targets that he had on the goal line, you would have liked him to have made one guy miss on that. It was Andrew Adams, the safety coming in for Tampa, who made a phenomenal play, but you kind of want Zeke to make a play out of that and take that to the end zone. Cowboys ended up settling for a field goal, which should they have gone for it on 4th down? That point of the game, I'm just too tired to remember, but yeah, know the deal, or you know the deal in the comment section. I hate moral victories, but this game was definitely one of those. Dak answered all the questions the haters had. Yeah. Dak answered all. I mean, he didn't win. Dak didn't win, but he proved a lot tonight. He proved a heck of a whole lot. And the Cowboys have one of the easiest schedules coming up going forward, by the way. Although I will say this, don't sleep on the LA Chargers either, because they have a guy named Justin Herbert who is pretty darn good. So that could be a tough matchup. But then you have Philly, which if you lose to Philly, you just suck. I'm sorry, because Philly is trash. We all know that. Then you have Carolina, Giants, same thing. If you lose to the Giants, Carolina could surprise. Sam Darnold maybe turns the corner. Who knows? Under a good system, a good head coach there, Matt Rule. That could be a tough matchup, but one the Cowboys should win at home. Then the Giants, again, if you lose to Jason Garrett and Daniel Jones, you just suck. You didn't get beat by them. Patriots, that's a tough one. But then Vikings could be a tough one on the road. But then Denver and Atlanta. Cowboys should not lose more than, I'd say, not more than 2 games until they're between now and their matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, week 11. Braden in the comment section there. But anyway, back to the game today now. Moral victories. Yeah, it was a moral victory game, honestly. So yeah, shout out Kellen Moore. Great game plan, motion, misdirection, play action. As long as you have the weapons, play action. You could play action other teams all day, and they'll have to think about maybe. You saw Devin White. There was one particular play, I remember, late in the game where Devin White bit just a little bit on the fake to, I think it was Tony Pollard or Zeke. I forget exactly who. But then Dak threw to the left side and found, I think it was Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb, I forget. But that was because of play action. Braden Corbett, do you think we should sign Richard Sherman? I don't think Richard Sherman is the answer just because there's a lot of off the field concerns, but the Cowboys need a cornerback. They need a legit starting cornerback to take this defense to another level. I don't know if that would make them a top defense because they still have a big hole at defensive tackle, and they couldn't quite get to Brady tonight. They did on some occasions, but including the one where Brady friggin' threw a YOLO ball up to Leonard Fournette, and Fournette made a miraculous play and caught it. But the defense just needs to be average and not get gashed completely like they did, like Anthony Brown did all night against Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, and company. I want to give a big shout out to the offensive line also. I mentioned right off the top, Zach Martin out because of COVID. Connor McGovern was phenomenal tonight. He was really, really good. And yeah, okay, there was a couple of boo-boos with Connor Williams taking a hold on, I think, Vita Vea. Yeah, Vita Vea had to wrestle Vita Vea down so he wouldn't murder Dak. Also, Tyron Smith could have been a back-breaking hold on Jason Pierre-Paul, but then CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott with the big connection after that on third down. Take it to the Bucs end of the field. And yeah, Zach Martin would have helped open more holes for Zeke, sure. And that could have been really effective late in the game, and the Cowboys had the chance to potentially burn out the entire clock and kick a game-winning field goal, which I would say that's another thing. Like, to me, I'm not leaving any time for guys like number 12, guys like Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. I'm not leaving any time for them, and especially when they have those weapons on the other side and you haven't really been stopping them all night. I don't leave any time for them. I wouldn't leave any time, no matter what. Even if it maybe means going for it on fourth down, the way Greg Zuerlein was kicking tonight, he redeemed himself. Don't get me wrong. But if he's going to kick like that all season, Cowboys are in trouble. The Cowboys will need to find a kicker. But he redeemed himself when it mattered most. But I want to going back to the offensive line, though, just Connor McGovern. If anything, God forbid, happens to Lyle Collins or Tyron Smith, assuming Zach Martin comes back, put Zach Martin at right tackle and put Connor McGovern at right guard. And that's it. That's all. Enough of this charade of Terrence Steele, of Brandon Knight, of Ty Nsekhe. None of that. If the Cowboys have to put Ty Nsekhe or Brandon Knight or Terrence Steele on the outside at any point this season, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. And that will be a problem because Dak ran a couple of times. He was mobile enough to evade pressure, and he escaped the big sack on, I think it was Golston, I think so. Yeah. But he, the ankle, you can't try, like, you can't fully rely on Dak to use his legs as much as you used to, for now at least. Maybe he'll get more confidence in doing so later in the season, sure. But yeah, just you need to not rely on Dak to evade pressure all day like he did tonight, all the time. And yeah, play action, already talked about that. The Bucs, so low key, the Cowboys were good on third down tonight. Low key. They were sneaky good on third down tonight. Bucs 5-11 on third downs. Cowboys 9 for 17 on third down. So the Cowboys are over 50%, Bucs under 50%. When you look at third downs, that is a way you win football games. Obviously, the Bucs started making the third downs, third and shorts late in the game, which helped them ice it and get into the field goal range, which led to the Brian Suckup game-winning field goal. But the Cowboys were more than good enough were good enough on third down all game to get off the field and get the Cowboys, or get the offense back in position to 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 put up some points, which they did almost enough tonight. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs. I think it's safe to say that Trayvon Diggs has, I mean, Mike Evans, let's be real, he was, I think, a little banged up tonight, but Trayvon Diggs was a baller tonight. He might not be a high-end corner like Patrick Peterson in his prime, or Richard Sherman in his prime, or um, Darrelle Revis in his prime, you know, or Stephon Gilmore, who the Cowboys maybe could acquire. Maybe they should. I don't know. I know he's injured right now, but still, he might not be at that level just yet, but he battled his rear end off against Mike Evans, including he had 2 tip balls, which he tipped just at the last second, which led to Mike Evans' quote unquote drops. And that could have been those could have been game deciding plays right there, either way. And obviously had the big interception where Fournette, I mean, I think that's a little bit more luck, where Leonard Fournette just kind of didn't have his eye on the ball and didn't catch it properly, and ball popped up in the air, and then Trayvon Diggs came down with it. Still right place at the right time, but also, yeah, just he was around the football, and he was more than okay. He was really, I love the way he played tonight, Trayvon Diggs. Obviously, I hate the way Anthony Brown played, but Trayvon Diggs was really, really good. Question from, again, Braden in the comment section. Do you think Kelvin Joseph would have made a difference in the secondary? I hate to say it, but I don't think so. I just, especially since he's banged up, could he eventually? Yes, that's why they drafted him in the second round. But at this point and on this stage, I don't know if he would have made that much of a difference compared to Anthony Brown. Because Antonio Brown just completely had a field day. And I don't think Kelvin Joseph would have been able to keep up with Antonio Brown in this game. Could be a really good corner for the Cowboys, don't get me wrong. But at this point, as a rookie, I don't know if he would have been as good as he might not have been that much better compared to Anthony Brown. But anyway, other thing I want to talk about, though, of course, is Micah Parsons in his debut. There was something on film where he bit on a play action, kind of looked around, and then was late getting to Gronk. I think that was more just him playing his assignment and looking for the over the middle guy because it was a play action, and that was just more of a flaw in the scheme. But overall, Micah Parsons tonight made a couple of big plays in the run game, made a couple of big stops in the run game. Pulling out the stats right here. Micah Parsons had 3 tackles, 4 assisted, and zeros all the way throughout the rest of it. So not electrifying, but he did stand out on some plays where they're trying to run at him and he stopped it. I guess, I mean, look, he's not primarily a pass rusher and he's going up against NFL tackles for the first time in his life, but yeah, I don't know if I would have what's it called? Yeah, like it was an electrifying debut for him, but especially rushing from the edge, and the Bucs offensive line for the most part like kept Brady clean like they always do. But overall, let's see where he builds on this. Let's see how he takes this going forward. Let's see how he builds on it. Obviously, still a lot to learn, but um, yeah, Braden, linebackers, they weren't making plays, but again, that's just how good the Bucs are on offense with all those weapons that they have when they give number 12 time in the pocket all day, yeah, they'll get picked apart. Any quarterback would pick apart a team that a defense like that, especially when they have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Gronk and and Antonio Brown the way he played and a good offensive line like that. And Tristan Wirfs, DeMarcus Lawrence. I haven't mentioned DeMarcus Lawrence yet. Also, didn't register any much in terms of pass rush, but he made Tristan Wirfs work as he always does and always should. Yeah, I was really happy with the way DeMarcus Lawrence played, and he had the massive forced fumble on Rojo, Ronald Jones II, earlier in the first half. So yeah, that is pretty much all I really wanted to get into. I mean, again, I don't know if I want to get into clock management right now. Yeah, okay, we can talk about the play where Chris Godwin pushed off on Jordan Lewis a little bit, which Michael Gallup got called for last year. You can look at in a game like this game, you could look at so many plays that could have gone another way. Dak with the interception, sure, that's on CD, but if CD catches it, do the Cowboys march down the field and maybe score? I don't know, but it gets popped up in the air and Brady to Gronk pitch and catch, just like they've been doing for the last 10 years, led to a pretty easy touchdown because the Cowboys just were a little bit overzealous in the blitz there. It almost worked, but yeah, just Brady was left open, or Gronk was left open because DeMarcus Lawrence had him as the assignment to cover him. But anyway, last question from Braden Corber, though. Do you feel like we can be Super Bowl contenders this year? I wouldn't push the Super Bowl, but with the way the Cowboys show that they can play on offense and how they can go how they can pick apart an elite defense like the Bucs. And let's also be honest here, because one of their starting corners were out early in the game and the Cowboys just attacked them, and also like their safety. It wasn't Davis, who's the other freaking corner for Tampa there. Yeah, whatever. If I saw the name, I'd recognize. But anyway, I know it was a big injury by trying to find it here. Mike Edwards, Carlton Davis. Oh yeah, Sean Murphy Bunting, of course. Yeah. So he went out, and that, I think, yeah, thank you, Braden. Sean Murphy Bunting. And I think that made a difference. But still, again, the Cowboys have showed that they can put up great numbers against a great defense, and on the road in that environment. So there's no reason why they shouldn't do it again, assuming everyone stays relatively healthy, and assuming the bottom doesn't fall off on the defense, and the secondary / middle of the defensive line doesn't get gashed. But in terms of, I mean, look, we know the Bucs are not going to run the ball all day. Fournette was kept under 4 yards a carry. Ronald Jones, 4 rushes, 14 yards. I mean, again, they're not going to run the ball all day that much. The Bucs won't, but the defense was almost good enough to win. They're just missing that key and that player in the secondary to just not get gashed by Antonio Brown. But again, Antonio Brown's just that good. I mean, not questionable human being, but still a really good football player. And obviously, he got recruited by number 12 to come to Tampa, and that's just added to their whole stable of tremendous weapons. But anyway, it's late, and I'm going to call it a night. So thank you, as usual, for joining in on our Cowboys postgame show here on Langer at the Mic Live. Good to be back after a while. And if you enjoy my commentary, give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike Langer for all three. And as usual, this has been your Cowboys postgame show here on Langer at the Mic Live. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.